So this is the Tour de France Singapore Criterium. The World Tour riders and the professional racers will have their race in the evening. If I'm not wrong, it's 5 p.m. But for the amateurs, we get to ride the same course in the morning, early morning. So this is the Masters category. Race will start at 6:30 a.m. So that's for the men's Masters. So here I am, first to the start line. That's the best I can do. Not first to the finishing line, but first to the start line. Ideal position to be in a crit. You have a bit of advantage at the start. Weather's been good. It was forecast to be raining in the morning and pre-dawn hours. I checked the forecast at about 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. Still the same forecast. Thunderstorm at pre-dawn hours. So getting to the race venue with the roads dry and the sky looking quite fair, that gave us a little bit of relief. So I have my mate here on the right, Anand. We were supposed to have another teammate, Messi, but he had a sore back just below his neck, and he couldn't turn his head, and made the decision last night not to race because he wouldn't want to jeopardize the safety of the pack. Because since he can't turn his head and check his blind spot, that would be dangerous. That's what he thought. So one rider down, so just two of us, me and Anand. Well, our goal here is to just enjoy. It's not always that we get to close the roads here in Singapore. It involves a lot of money, and we are grateful to Prudential to bring the World Tour riders here in Singapore and the Tour de France Criterium here. So yeah, it's a city crit right in the middle of Singapore, CBD area, and up ahead you can see the Singapore Flyer. At 2 o'clock you'll see the Marina Bay Sands building. Yep, so it's a Criterium around Marina Bay and Fullerton Hotel and the War Memorial. Great course. We've been having a Criterium at Sports Hub, which is a sausage course. So basically it's just a straight route, U-turn, come back, U-turn again. So all the turns have been U-turns. So we got sick of that. So in this race, from the start line you have a left 90-degree turn, and left again 90 degrees, straight section, and then right turn 90 degrees, left turn again, left turn again, left turn again 90 degrees, and then a tight right turn that leads us over the bridge, over Singapore River towards Fulton Hotel, and then there's a U-turn to the left, and then a right turn just at the junction at Esplanade, then a right turn, a bend towards the left, and back to the finish line. Yeah. So that's the crit course. So it's 2 minutes before start time. What's my race plan at this time? I'll just stay at the front and hang in there as much as possible, because when you're at the back, it's very difficult to move up to the front. It requires a lot of energy. Well, I always think that it's harder at the back, even though it feels hard at the front, sticking to the wheel in front of you, but at the back it's much worse. So I plan to stay at the front right at the start. So first to the start line, clip in. Usually when I clip in, I would be at the front, small chain ring, because I got chain suck too many times in the past, because I was in a chain ring and the chain line was, it was a cross chain and it caused a chain suck right at the start. So never again. Always small chain ring to start, clip in fast, and then shift up to big chain ring. Alright, so here we are about to start. 6 laps there on the left. 3, 2, 1, and off I go. Right, get to the front. As soon as possible, I saw 2 Matador riders in front. 2 Matador racers in front. Here, fill of the gap. Oops. Yep. So there's a wide turn. I made a reminder to myself not to make a wide turn. First Matador guy have already got a gap, big gap. So this guy here in front of me is his teammate. So I think he's pretty undecided to bridge the gap or slow down and get the pack and let the pack chase us. We already got a gap here, about like 20 meters. Yeah, but he slowed down. Yeah, and Andrew overtook us along with Dr. Avocado. Yeah, my main goal, just stick on the wheel, stay in the 5th, 6th wheel, that's good enough. Left band. The turns here are pretty wide, so we get to maintain our speed fairly easily. Turn to the left. I look at my watts. I still had to sprint up, churn out 500 watts just to close the gap again. Here a bit of slowdown, and then there you go, 500, 600 watts just to close the gap. Right, front rider caught. I'm on the 3rd wheel. This is a sharp turn. Yeah, tight turn. I'm on 3rd wheel. Good position, but then the other 2 riders starting to tire out and slow down. So the field at the back, we have opportunity to close up. Right, so this is a 360 camera. You can always scroll the screen to view, to look at the rear, to look around me, except obviously right straight up at the back, because it's blocked by my bicycle frame. So here's the U-turn, 700 watts. Just to close that gap, 700 watts, 600. So the U-turn is pretty tiring. Obviously, riders who clear the U-turn in front would sprint up and cause the rubber band effect. Okay, this right turn over here at the Esplanade Junction is not 90 degrees, more than that, probably like 110 degrees. So I made a mistake turning to the right over here. I think I'm going in too fast and then like taking a wide turn, almost hitting the barrier there. Still wondering until now why other riders can turn much tighter than me on that bend. Maybe it's my speed going through that turn, or maybe it's my technique. And riders here starting to catch up and hit the front. I'm still on a 5th, 6th wheel, still good position. I should probably just maintain my position over here. I mean, 5 riders in front, that's enough to provide me ample draft, but it's easier said than done. If you notice that there's not many riders trying to overtake me because it's really hard to get to the front when the bunch is string out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 riders in front of me, so now I am at 7th position. And here I go again, 300 watts, closing the gap. Now 6th position. I'm at 6th position now, still holding on to my to the wheel in front of me. But you also have to observe the riders at the front, because sometimes the riders slow down or tire out. They would cause gaps in front. So now you look in front, there's like 2 riders up ahead. Don't know what caused the gap. Sometimes you are blocked. Your front view is blocked by the rider in front of you. So 2 riders out in front. Who's gonna close the gap? Let's see if we can identify the rider, from which team those riders are from. Because if there's a Matador guy in front, then this Matador guy in front of me won't waste his energy to close that gap, isn't it? Right? So now 2 riders up ahead, maybe about 50 meters ahead. Question is, who is gonna close that gap? There's no Matador, there's no Maverick riders around to pull a pack. So 2 Maverick riders coming up on my right. I mean, somebody have got to close the gap, right? Here at this tight bend, I begin to realize that everyone's starting to overtake me, so I need to move up. Even 1 position, 1, 2 position that you gain at every turn matters. So this is slight incline here over the bridge. Still 2 riders up ahead. Or is that 3 already? Now map is starting to pull, and now you can see my position has already been dropped to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm now 13. And there's now 3 riders in the breakaway. And here I needed 700 watts, 800 watts. This U-turn is a killer. With the rubber band effect, and if you are at the back, I'm pretty sure riders at the back will drop at the U-turn. But I can't check my rear. Now in a crit, you're not supposed to look at the back. That's safety. Because in case the rider in front brake and you're looking at the back, then you might crash on him. And this bend again, I have a problem with this. Again, a wide turn, almost hitting the deck. And then I had to put in some effort to close this gap. My heart rate is already at 160 plus, not ideal. Once I hit 170, I'm already at my max. So ideally I would want my heart rate to be around 150 plus. So this is a bit too high, and I know I'm already like struggling. And this is how many laps already? So this is the end of the second lap, and now we are heading to the third lap. And I move up a bit as people are slowing down. I try to squeeze in, gain some positions, and lost them back. So 1, 2, 3, let's count it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm now at 11th place. So again, 700 watt little sprints. So every time you make a slow turn, it means you have to kick harder, sprint harder, just to close the gap. .166 beats per minute already. I remembered when I was in the third lap, I was very tiring out. Third lap, 3 laps. This is the third lap. It felt so long at that time while you're waiting when we are racing here. So still 11th place. 3 riders up ahead. So those 3 probably breakaway all the way. I don't know. Yeah, let's see whether we can close the gap on those 3 riders. That's like about 50 meters already. Very, very difficult, especially after every U-turn, for the pack to chase those 3. Because the speed would go down overall. Then riders got to reach the gap, compress back the rubber band. Takes lots of energy. There you see many more riders getting to the front, jostling for position before the U-turn. Because at the U-turn, when you're turning as a pack, everyone's speed slow down. Because you got to look out for your line. As compared to, let's say, you are one of the 3 breakaway riders. So when you turn, yes, you don't have to look out for riders on your right, on your left, trying to jostle for position. Now look at this guy, number 279, just squeezed in front of me. Yeah, so I got to look out for things like that, and that caused everyone's speed to slow down. Yeah, I tried to move up, still trying to move up. Yeah, good position, and then whoa, everybody is starting to close that gap. I got to make my move now. Yeah, there's a wheel in front of me. That makes it so much easier to reach. How about there's another gap? So you got to be alert, you got to look in front, got to observe whether there are any gaps forming, and you got to make those quick split second decision. Again, wide turn here. And because of that wide turn, I lose some speed, and look now. 700, 500 watts, 600 watts, just to bridge this gap. Let's look at the back, whether I managed to get some. Yep, I've already got a gap from the pack at the back. Got like a 20-meter gap. I've closed down the chasers here, so I was hoping that this pack in front of me would succeed in a breakaway. And there are like, let's see how many riders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 of us, right? So if these 10 work together, it might be a successful breakaway. still there's a gap at the back. So now you turn your camera and look to the back. See, there's a sizable gap at the back. So yeah, my heart rate is already 170 and I'm still struggling to keep up with the spec. But if I can hang on to this and they keep the speeds up, then we might, I was thinking we might break away successfully, you know. Let's look at the back again. Obviously the head tube is blocking, but when I turn, okay, you can actually see how far the pack is at the back. Okay, let's see how far. Still about 20-meter gap. Yeah. So we've actually got a gap. Let's see again at this turn how far the pack is. Yep, we've got a gap. So that's like 30-meter gap compared to the pack. So there's a 30-meter gap to the pack behind. So if this pack work together as a breakaway of 10, that would be exciting. So here I'm thinking, alright, 2 maps over here. Matador, there's 3 Matadors. We've got power. We've got the engine to make this break successful. I think the problem is nobody know that we actually broke away. Alright, let's look at the gap. Oh, look at that. They have already caught up with us. The pack at the back has already caught up with us. So it's still a bunch. Okay, let's see again at the U-turn. We look to the back and see whether the bunch have breached to us. So as far as the front view is concerned, I only see one rider breaking away. Yep, one rider breaking away on the far right. So this is a good time. We've just finished 3 laps. This is the 4th lap. But I'm already struggling. 167 beats per minute. Right, so let's look at the rear view. Yeah, some riders still there. I think this is a field of about 30. Yep, 30 riders now together. This big pack. So here you got to always look to the front and observe. Yeah, I just passed Andrew to his right. You got to observe. Okay, your front to see whether there are any gaps forming. And here I'm thinking, okay, I should improve on my turning over here. Let's see whether I can make it. Slow down a bit. No, too hard. Oh, still wide turn. And then I got to kick hard. 700 watts, 600 watts to get back in. This is approaching the end of the 4th lap. 2 more laps to go. A bit bunch over here. So ideally I should move to the front so that I don't get boxed or squeezed out at turns. Because as you move further back to the pack, the turns get even more crowded. But when you're at the front of this bunch, the riders all tend to line up and it's much better to turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, about 10, 11 position right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, I'm about 12 or 13. And I think they're starting to kick in. This is the 5th lap, I think. 5th lap. 5th lap and then 1 more lap to go. 167 beats per minute. Am I at the right position? Should I move up? Right at this point I should have moved up. because you're bunching, just slowing down a bit. I should just move up because that's the easiest to move yourself up in position. So you see there's one rider on the left being overlapped. It gets crowded over here, although it's a wide right turn. Amazing, isn't it? The course. Great view, nice view of Swiss Hotel, and here on the right and you have the Suntec exhibition halls, and here we go, nobody in the breakaway, still bunched up. Oh, there is one rider, two riders in the breakaway, so I should have moved up, but it's easier said than done. Right here I'm already on my edge, nearing my limit, 167 beats per minute, and this is a tight turn. I should be in front to make my job much easier. Another tight turn to the right, and this is Zaki. Zaki just overtook me. I have not beaten him this year. Zaki special. He's doing a Zaki special right now. Look at him sprinting, up settling. 500 watt, 400 watt just to hang on. So the speed up here is about 48. I don't know. Yep. 48 is quite tough. 48, 49 kilometers per hour. I mean, the speed recording has been a bit sketchy around the buildings, but when you move up here, it's pretty accurate because the tracing of the road is quite forward here. And there were three riders on the left down here blocking my way, and it is at this point that I find it very, very difficult to close the gap. And at this point I was saying to myself, that's it, it's too hard, and I just mentally drop off. That's the end of the race. This is the fifth lap, so I got dropped almost towards the end of the fifth lap. Can't take it anymore. This view, this memory of the pack going further and further for me will traumatize me, and I hope that will turn into motivation to train harder for next year. And that's the commissaire's car overtaking me. I thought, alright, I'll just continue pedal on the last lap. Commissaire's car already at the back of the pack. I'm dropped. There's no way I can bridge this gap. I'm slowing down already. There you go. And after fifth lap, yeah, nice view there. Single flyer up ahead before you hit the finish banner. One more lap to go. One more lap to go. And the commissar's bike here at this point, and some of the other commissioners signaling to me to slow down and get out of the course. I mean, I won't get lapped by the pack at this point. Why not just let me finish this last lap? At least I can complete the race distance, compare my timing. But nope, that's the end of the race for me. I'm out. Overall, I enjoyed myself. More so because we get to race on a city crit course. Not often we get to race in this type of course. Pretty grateful for the organizers to organize something like this. So it was refreshing instead of just U-turn crits. Well, it's okay, we'll be back next year. I heard that the Tour de France Singapore Criterium will be in for 3 years, so there'll be 2 more years to go. So all I can do now is to plan ahead for next year. Stick to my training plan, race with discipline, and